Good morning, and thank you for joining me for this Sunday sermon from Holy Saviour Church in Hitchin. I'd like to read to you a passage from Luke's Gospel, chapter 21. Some of his disciples were remarking about how the temple was adorned with beautiful stones and with gifts dedicated to God. But Jesus said, "As for what you see here, the time will come when not one stone will be left on another. Every one of them will be thrown down." "Teacher," they asked, "when will these things happen, and what will be the sign that they are about to take place?" He replied, "Watch out that you are not deceived, for many will come in my name, claiming I am he, and the time is near. Do not follow them. When you hear of wars and uprisings, do not be frightened. These things must happen first, but the end will not come right away." Then he said to them, "Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, famines, and pestilences in various places, and fearful events and great signs from heaven. But before all this, they will seize you and persecute you. They will hand you over to synagogues and put you in prison, and you will be brought before kings and governors, and all on account of my name. And so you will bear testimony to me. But make up your mind not to worry beforehand how you will defend yourselves. For I will give you words and wisdom that none of your adversaries will be able to resist or contradict. You will be betrayed even by parents, brothers and sisters, relatives and friends, and they will put some of you to death. Everyone will hate you because of me, but not a hair of your head will perish. Stand firm, and you will win life." I expect most of you will know something of the story of Anne Frank, the teenage Jewish girl who lived in Amsterdam during the early years of the Second World War. When the Germans started rounding up all of the Jews, she and her family went into hiding. 7 people in all, they hid for 2 years up in an attic. There they waited in daily fear of being discovered by the Nazis. And during that time, Anne kept a diary, which her father found after the war ended. It's been translated into many languages. It's been read by millions of people. And in it, Anne expressed her thoughts and her feelings with a maturity well beyond her years. In one remarkable passage in the diary, she says this. She says, "It's twice as hard for us young people to hold our ground, in a time when all ideals are being shattered and destroyed, when people are showing their worst side and do not know whether to believe in truth and right and God. It's really a wonder that I haven't dropped all my ideals because they seem so absurd and impossible to carry out. Yet I keep them, because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are good at heart. I see the world being turned into a wilderness. I hear the ever-approaching thunder, which will destroy us too. I can feel the sufferings of millions, and yet, if I look up to the heavens, I think that it will all come right, that this cruelty too will end, and that peace and tranquility will return again." It really is an amazing expression of faith and of hope at a time of such upheaval. Well, of course, Anne never saw peace and tranquility return. One day that dreaded knock at the door came. She and all her family were taken to Belsen concentration camp, where she died in 1944. What is it that helps a person to endure? Well, the rightness of one's cause can give great strength. The example and the support of others is also a great help. And then there's the best help of all, namely faith. Because faith gives us the conviction that goodness will triumph in the end, and that God really will have the last say. In a world of so much social and political turmoil, people of faith would often be regarded as naive, as ineffective, even as irrelevant. However, we mustn't be afraid of scepticism and cynicism, but trust that God will give us the strength to hold our ground. Jesus says to his disciples, "Do not be frightened." Well, one wouldn't be human if you didn't feel fear when danger threatens. But it's not fear, but the overcoming of that fear that's perhaps the crucial question. Faith can only really be proved in suffering and endurance. Jesus shows patience and endurance when he bears the cross. Endurance is something that all of us need. And endurance means to share in Jesus' suffering. But surely, if we share in his suffering, then we shall ultimately share in his glory too. Our hymn for today is Christ whose glory fills the skies. And may God's peace go with you.